fliko.
Let's get to it, let's get to it, let's get to it, let's get to it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. My name is Kenny Beats. We are having a beep today. I am giving away thousands of dollars worth of gifts. I'm about to play you a sample. Everyone in here will get that sample. You will have 1 hour to flip that sample. This is the sample for the beep today. That's right. The sample for today is Chad Hugo playing a recorder. 10th place, Auto-Tune Unlimited for 6 months. That's every single plugin made by Antares. 9th place, Serato Sampler. That is one of the best sampling tools on the market today. That's 9th place in the beep. 8th place, $100 from Drum Broker. They have every Kingsway library on top of so many other things. Unbelievable place to get samples. 7th place today, XO by XLN Audio. 6th place is the Eventide Split EQ. Number 5 today is Sound Toys Decapitator. Number 4 is the Prince from Frank Dukes. Almost everybody's favorite new synth. That's number 4 for today. Number 3, Auto-Tune Unlimited from Antares. That's every single plugin that they make. Number 2 is the H9 Plugin Series Bundle. That's a bunch of different plugins from Eventide. $1,100 worth of plugins. And then first place today is Isotope RX10 Advance, a $1,200 plugin for first place today. This is what our chat voted on as the top 10 for today. Okay, we're ready to start. Let's start with number 10, PIKATOSTE. Let's get it.
really love the Irish Grove community.
Honestly, maybe the most impressive number 10 we've ever had. Number 10? That's how we're starting the battle? The talent in here is always surprising. Here's what I think. I think the sound choice in that was great. I think it's really interesting how there's so many mixtures of textures of things that feel kind of like bells and live sounds, and then things that are kind of like really soft and kind of more like animated and quirky. There's a lot of texture. There's a lot of great panning. The mix on it is super clear. It gives you like, there's someone who comes in our chat all the time who's a fucking legend named Wave Racer. It gives me like a little bit of Wave Racer, a little bit of like old Lido or Cashmere Cat, or maybe like a hair of Muramasa, and I mean all that in the biggest complimentary way I could possibly mean it in, because those are all people I super respect. But yeah, I think just the fact that it feels like some Mario Kart kind of quirky, happy, funny thing doesn't take away from how strong the production is. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that that might be one of our most impressive number 10s we've ever had. You get the right artist on that, you get Burna Boy on that, people aren't gonna laugh anymore at the melody. You know what I mean? Love it. I love it. Pika, I got nothing for you. I got no critiques for you. I think the only thing I might say, and I'm not saying this as a critique, it's just a question or a maybe, is was there room for maybe like full chords somewhere? Was there room for maybe like one more layer, maybe something slow, or maybe something, you know what I mean, that isn't a single note at a time, that kind of holds for a little longer, that might just make it feel like there's either like a hook section or a B section, or it builds to something or it drops off to something. I feel like there just might be room for, I don't know, even like a rose with a phaser on it, or like some kind of pad sound or something in between all the stuff that was going on. But amazing job to make that in 1 hour. Super impressive. Well done, Pika. Shout out to you. Never heard of you before, but glad I know of you. Please make us a beat breakdown. All right, next up, we have ZOOUNIQUE. This is a name I recognize. We're having an impressive battle today. I'm going to be very complimentary until I'm not, which means if there's anybody in the middle of this battle, I mean like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, that's not strong, you're going right to the bottom, because our first two beats, which are usually the weakest, are better than some of our number ones that we've had in the past. I love it. I mean, very different than the other beat in that the sound choice is much more organic. You know what I mean? It's organs and live bass sounds and kind of like what sounds like acoustic guitar, kind of like plug-in things or whatever. But either way, a lot of swing, a lot of great instrumentation. Whenever you bring in that string and you bring in that kind of like whatever that drone is, in like the last quarter of the beat, like it gives it such a royal kind of expensive feel to it. It makes like all the really swung kind of like more boom bap section of the beat feel a little more elevated. And that's kind of what I was talking about in the beat before. I kind of think, I mean, that's more placement ready. That's more artist friendly. I can hear more people getting on that beat, but the Pika beat. Okay, I'm gonna leave the order as it is. So you're staying in first place for now. You're staying in first place, just because that little like accordion organ sound is making me feel like hell hath no fury, and you're just tugging on my heartstrings. So Pika, kind of want to put you in first, but I'm gonna leave this how it is right now. All right, let's keep going. Next up, EJUDE. Chat, how we feeling? Can I get a W in the chat? EJUDE, I feel like you are a very, very, very talented producer, and I feel like I really like everything that's in that beat, but it feels like a 75%. It feels like a 75%er. It just feels like it's not all the way there. It feels like it's missing the top lead or the top, and I don't mean like in a way like it's an instrumental without a vocal. I don't mean like that. We're judging instrumentals. I mean, it's an unbelievable rhythm section. I love how you use live hats and kind of liver sounding drums with a synth bass. And on top of that, you have kind of like this plucky, like funky guitar kind of thing that matches with it. So there's a lot of different textures. It's almost a mix of the last two beats that we listened to at once. It has synthy stuff that works really well. The sound choice is layered really well with a lot of kind of like funkier, more soul kind of instrumentation. But I love everything that's in it. I love all the tones. I love the feel of it. I love the bounce of it. I love all the little chords. It has almost like a hair of like a J. Paul kind of thing to it. Maybe if it got a little more freaky. But it's kind of missing the main sauce to me. I love how you use the sample all kind of like worked in, kind of quirky. But yeah, I feel like it was just 25% away from being unfucking believable. But not to take anything away from it. Really, 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 really good. I got to say, it's hard to even put anybody in first, second, or third right now. Everybody's great. Everybody's great. Everybody's great. But man, we're lucky to have a battle like this. You don't understand. We've been through some tough weeks. Let's keep going. Unknown character up next. Unknown character. Super clean. Great playing on it. I'm assuming that's you playing all those keys. There's no samples that feel like that and go for that long that I know of. I really love the percussion thing that you used. Your kick and your snare were cool, but I think the thing that made your drums feel great was kind of like that percussion loop that you had way in the front. You didn't use it kind of like this like little shaker or tambourine in the background. It was like almost as loud as your kick and your snare. I really like the feel of it. The thing I think the most impressive thing about that beat to me is the arrangement and how you have so many sections in 1 minute that all fit together so well. It ends like kind of on this like outro, kind of just instrumental, the piano, like the Rhodes with kind of a lead and and it kind of fades out in a beautiful way. But even halfway through, it kind of feels like the vibe switches. There's a bit of a breakdown in what you're using in the beat or like where everything is sitting. It feels like a lot more filled out than a minute normally does, you know? And that's a tribute to your arrangement, you know? That's song form. And I think that's a really important thing that some people in here who are great sound designers or some people in here who have really quick ideas of like great loops or whatever, that's the thing that some people struggle with. So for me, it's not going in the top 2, but I do think it's the best song arrangement we've heard today in 1 minute's time. You know what I mean? I like how things kept coming in. I like how full it was. I like a lot of things about what you included in that. I think the vibe of it might just feel a little chill comparatively. Not that that's a bad thing. On another day, you could have won. For me, unknown character, I'm putting you right above EJUDE for right now. Let's keep it going. Vic up next. I gotta say, Vic, by far the best sample usage. And I think that's kind of what the battle is about, is flipping a sample in 1 hour and people being impressed with how you flipped it. So as far as flipping goes, I don't think we give our flippers enough credit. being able to turn a shitty thing into a beat that you want to listen to is very hard. I'm about to say some mean stuff about the beat, so let me get this compliment in. The idea of what you did with the sample is by far the best today, by far the most creative, and one of the best we've heard in like weeks, to be honest, with someone taking actually what I gave them and it being the most present thing in the beat. That's hard to do. You have to have an idea. There's no way to kind of just like slowly chop in to figure that out and have it come out super well in an hour. Sometimes it takes longer than that to work through it. For someone to take that little Chad flute thing and make it the focus of the beat, that means you had a great idea fast, and that's a talent. Good ideas are a talent. But I think everything about it was great except the drums. The drums just felt so gray, and they felt like they had a blanket over them, not just mixing-wise, but energy-wise. Imagine some drums that felt like they fit on Her Loss, on that exact same sample. Just imagine it for 1 sec. Imagine the same sample, but it's like some simple Take Keith, Boy Wonder vinyls, kind of simple straight hi-hat with a trap snare, with a trap kick. I hate to be boring, but imagine this same beat with the drums from A Lot. I know, I've never said that ever. I've never once told someone ever in a battle, like, you should put some trap drums on this. But I gotta be honest. If you put some very, very simple, hard, like foreign tech drums, OZ drums, I'll name the kits for you. Like, there's so many ways that beat can go for so many different people. I also think you can make that kind of feel work. You can make a drum break. You can make a more swung feel work. You can make something that has that kind of bounce that drum break had work, if that's the way you want to go. But in my eyes, the first thing I would do, I would literally take that drum break off and I would do some very simple, if you want to call them trap drums, but like that kind of thing, something that would work for Akeem or for 21 and Drake's project or for JID or for something like that, that was more in that kind of sound choice. You could use a Cardi Reddit pack with that same sample chop you did and all the instrumentation in that bass line, and add an 808 on top. Maybe take the low end out of that bass line, put an 808 on top. I think that's a huge beat. Listen to what the biggest record in the world right now is. It's like, I think one of them, what is it? Is it a Daft Punk sample? One of them, it's like, it's a sample that has all the low end cut out of it with really, really, really simple trap drums, you know? And I think the flute part and all that stuff, it's like, it almost makes you feel like Portland. Remember Murda for Drake, the Portland, bum, 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 bum. You turn that like memeable Chad video into something that really feels like viable, you know? I think that's very, very, very impressive, but the finish on it could have just been a little stronger, Vic. I'm gonna put you in second place for right now. I kind of want to put you in first, Vic. I gotta be honest. Let's keep going though. Lil Bear. Started off strong. It started off, I really liked the beginning of it. In like an old Pharrell kind of way. Maybe minus some of those like really reverby, like harsh, like trance pads in the background. But those chords with the loud bongo and stuff, like in the beginning, I really liked it. But as it went on, it started feeling like kind of 90s sitcom-y, and I think that comes from that piano sound. I don't know what VST you're using. I don't know what you're using for the piano sound, but maybe it needs some tape plugins on it. Maybe it needs some kind of filter or some kind of effects on it, because that just dry piano sound just instantly made me feel like it's like the Sister Sister theme song mixed with like Law and Order. Towards the end, the strings and stuff didn't help it. And I don't know if that was I'm pretty sure that was a fake guitar. It might have been a real guitar, but the tone and the playing on that like reverby, distorted guitar thing, it just, I don't know. It just kind of took away from what I liked about the beginning. Maybe this is all just me, but yeah. Felt like someone was about to start listing like all the negative side effects of a medication. You know what I mean? Like, let's go to number 4. Up next, we have STEREOMANIA. Sample? Yeah, I'm just wondering if the sample's in there, if I'm missing it. I got plenty of nice things to say about it, but is the sample in there? It's someone that said it's the lead. It's the lead. STEREOMANIA said it's the lead. Okay, I believe them until someone can prove that it's not. I believe that it is. That beat just feels so focused. It feels like STEREOMANIA sat down at the keys, can play the fuck out of the keys, and just turned that to a lead and just felt something out and trusted their instinct for an hour. And it just kind of felt the most fluent of anything. It felt the least programmed. Even though there's nothing live in it. And it's funny because I just said a beat before this sounded like a 90s sitcom in a negative way. This sounds even more like a 90s sitcom, but this shit is fire. Like, you know Taj Mowry is going to be in this show, whatever this show is. You remember Taj? Smart guy? He's a smart guy. Hey, welcome to Disney Channel. I'm Todd. Like, you know what I mean? This is gonna bring back a lot of memories for a lot of people from my generation. Maybe you're younger than me, and this is not really clicking with you right now, this reference. But either way, STEREOMANIA, very, very impressive. Very, very, very impressive. Great feel, great swing to the drums, great sound choice. The bass line is I don't want to call it busy, but it moves and it evolves, but it doesn't take up too much space. Everything has its place. It just feels very, very like fluid. I don't know how else to explain it. What I'm trying to say is it seems like you do this shit. I've never heard of your producer name before, STEREOMANIA, but I feel a little weak for that. I feel like we should know about you. Could you make us a beat breakdown? Guys, show some love in the chat. Very impressive beat. I'm keeping it at number 1 for now. Let's go up next. LASSE. Put the Russian kid. Somebody said it. Someone said it sounds like a nightclub in South Park. I like that you use the sample heavily, and you just chopped and studded the hell out of it. It's a great sample usage. It will actually, I should say, it's a sample usage, but I think the two chords in that little, it just like, it's not enough on its own to compete with some of the arrangements, some of the things we've heard today. On another battle day, if we're missing any kind of dance energy or anything with some fast tempo like that, that might come in and feel refreshing. But against what else we've heard today, the sound choice doesn't add up to a lot of other people's stuff. And it's all about who you're against in these battles, because that's how we judge it. Someone said it sounds like the Sandals Resort theme song. Jesus. All right, last. I like the idea, and I like the fact that you stuck to the sample, but we're going to have to bring you down a little bit. I'm going to put you right there into 9th place. Okay, up next, Linus. Wow. Extremely impressive, Linus. I don't know, I can't say that enough today. If you're watching the battle for the first time, I promise it's not normally this sweet. It's not me patting people on the back. You've done all the things that we've mentioned slowly. It's like this. It's like you guys have planned this out for me perfectly. You're using the sample as the main thing in the beat, and the way you've processed it might be the most impressive of anybody yet. Even though other people used the sample as their lead and did a great job and played a great lead, whatever the chorusy kind of hollow, I don't know if it's like a thing you did with a reverb or a short echo or what it is, but the tone to the lead that you took from a really shitty MP4 that you made the focus of that beat, really strong processing, really strong playing, just great ideas. It's all of that stuff together. And then the chords, the sections of the beat, the sound you used for your low end, I don't think it's like a regular, it doesn't sound like just some regular 808 thing. It's like a really cool bass sound, but it's so full and it's so wide. And like the notes you picked, whenever you start bringing in stuff about halfway through, and like you hear that one chord for the first time, I wish I knew enough harmony to tell you what the chord was, but it goes to a certain bass note and you just feel it. I definitely said like, wow, or something the second it went to that note, but so strong. Happy to say you're in first place for right now. Unbelievable. And now for the scariest name anyone's ever had in a battle. Cross? What the fuck? Oh, are you trying to make me nervous? This is how a bad Netflix horror starts. It's like young producer, like just having his normal stream. Like someone puts a cross, plays the beat. That fucking thing from Black Mirror comes up on the screen with like the weird smile. All your files have been deleted. Like, why did you have to put a cross? Just put your first name. It doesn't have to be your government name. Yeah. That's first place for today, ladies and gentlemen. That's first place for today, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a good battle. That is it for today. Apparently her name is IZUMI. Whoever they are shitting on your beats. Y'all don't got shit on IZUMI. I'll tell you that right now. Let's not even get into the ideas first. Mix-wise, it's scary good. Like, from a mixing perspective, just from a clarity perspective, from a stereo field, fucking multi-band nerdy perspective, like, unbelievably impressive. Yeah, that's... IZUMI, we will see you in the championship of season 3. That's all I can say. Unbelievable sections, unbelievable harmony, unbelievable sound choice, unbelievable ideas, unbelievable playing. I'm about to go look you up as soon as stream ends. So talented. To do that in an hour's time, I can't even imagine how that's possible. Best battle we've had in a very long time. Who knows what Fliko is going to title this shit. Incredible battle. Kyle 447. This is the beat that got the least votes. It got less than 0. 177 people submitted beats in 1 hour. And Kyle, we think you still deserve a little bit of shine. I gotta go.